Right then, welcome to the first episode of the Newcastle United career mode. It is something, really is. 50 million is the financial takeover. You'll see there, 4 minutes, world class, strict negotiations, transfer window open, everything's enabled, whatever, pounds, all of that sort of stuff. Football is back. So here we go, pre-season tournament. I'm going to pick the European International Cup, in which we get the most money, and we're ready to roll with this. Starting team is not going to have all of these lads in, like, at all. I'm going to go build the starting 11 that I'm going to use, and then we'll be right back in a second. So this is how we're going to set up the team to start off with, in a 4-2-3-1 narrow, with Dubravka in goal, Yedlin as our right back, Lascelles and Shaw as our centre backs, with Jamal Lewis off the left. Shelvey and Hayden are going to start as our centre defensive midfielders, with Almiron as our centre cam, Ryan Fraser and Sir Maximin either side of him, and Callum Wilson start up front for this Newcastle team. So second thing we're going to do here is sort through the emails. You'll see we have about 80 million. You saw me, of course, do the 50 million transfer budget. Now, alike to what was said for the Aston Villa career mode, I will be playing every single game. However, this one I will actually be playing every single game because we actually care. So we'll actually do a bit more with this one than what we did with the other one. So here we can only have 2 men on this drill, I think. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to go sort all of this out and then I'll be right back. Right, then we sorted out the placements for drills along with completing the drills with A's across the board on the sessions, getting some sharpness up and some match fitness down, but they'll be okay given the schedule that you get in career mode this year. So, of course I said we're going to play every game. That, as you'll know from last year, if you bothered watching or whatever, or in case you knew, whatever, that last year we don't play the games of pre-season tournaments because they're completely and utterly useless, and we move on from there. So we have Lyon in the first round of the European International Cup. We have a greeting from Jamal Lascelles, and here we go. So this will match we were going to quick sim and just get it out of the way with for all of the pre-season tournament match, and we will long sim if we go past the group stage, and it's a 2-1 loss there to Lyon, not too surprising to be honest. So we'll go through all of the stuff that needs to be gone through at the beginning. So we'll go through the pre-season tournament, likely going to be out before the knockout rounds, as we get a transfer offer for Jacob Murphy there, which we'll just decline. And then we are going to develop a transfer shortlist of a player in every position and 2 in the positions that we feel we are lacking. Then we'll scout them, and next episode we'll decide who we're going to sign, along with a shortlist of players to sell, and we'll sort out the youth development to close out the episode. But to go from here, we have international management information from Arlo Lawton there, as we have a training day now. And of course we are just going to simulate all training, which gets us D. I really thought it would get us A. That might have something to do with the quick sim that I chose. So we'll get that sorted for the next time anyway, we'll sort that out. So it's a point from Hertha Berlin, of course, as you will have seen, and now we have Real Betis. So if we win this and results go our way, then we go through. If not, then it is what it is, and it is a 3-2 loss. So there is us spiralling out of the European International Cup. Pretty hard group, to be honest, and we're not really too concerned at all. Tournament prize money, however, still is 1.17 million, and they are likely disappointed. So next order of business is to sort out a transfer shortlist and a global transfer network. So what I'm going to do first is, here and now, I'm going to send this bloke to Portugal So we have a man in England, France, Italy, Portugal. And then I'm going to go sort out the instructions to accommodate for every position. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay then, so we got a few things done there. We set up the global transfer network, being a first team quality player in every position at the age of 16 to 28, which was just a quick little thing that we did there. We'll go now into the squad hub, and the players that we changed the status of were, I have to go quite far down for the first. We transfer listed Rolando Aarons. We threw up Elliot Anderson on a loan list. Henry Save, we've transfer listed. Rodrigo Vilca, we've loan listed. Matt Ritchie, we've transfer listed. And Dwight Gale was the last man who we wanted rid of. So that was all we did in terms of transfer listing people. But in terms of shortlisting people to come into the club as opposed to out of the club, we have this lineup of players. First up being Leander Dendonka. Given the fact our centre-backs are 26 and 28 and 76 and 78 rated, it is A, not the most star-studded lineup of centre-halves, and B, getting on up in age. Then we have Bukayo Saka, who's kind of like a fully left-sided player who could be really good to bolster the team. Maybe come into the B team first and move forward. Little hint to what I've got to show you next there. Then we've got Domenico Berardi, who looks good and looks like he could come in with a bit of experience to maybe play as a rotatory player who plays in and out in retrospect to Ryan Fraser and Almiron. Then we've got Sensi, and again our DMs being Hayden, who's actually quite good, 77 rated and about 25 years of age, I think. And then Shelby's getting on a little bit in 76 rated and isn't really suited to playing in that position. So we got in Stefano Sensi as an option to play there. Then we've got Phil Foden, who again, he speaks for himself. Bolstering youngster, whatever, what have you. He just looks like he would be a very good addition to the team. Jordan Ayew then is in with a few options as a backup striker in the event that we do manage to get rid of Dwight Gale. Now, the Palace man is up there in age, but he's also up there in quality, especially to come off the bench. Then we've got Kasper Dolberg, who's younger in age, but also has the quality and will cost us more and will probably end up being the heir to Callum Wilson in a couple of seasons' time. Then again, back to the CDM position, we have one of the massive career mode players this year, Eduardo Camavinga, who is 17 years of age and will start off at the same rating as Shelby and literally 10 years younger, so he would be fantastic. And then we have Ibrahim Niane back to the backup striker, again like Dolberg, a bit younger, however he will cost us a bit less and come in with a little bit less quality than Dolberg, but we can build him up, of course, using him within that role off the bench. Now, the last thing that I did that I didn't mention I was going to do was build the cup/rotation/B team, which consists in a 4-4-2 formation with Caldalo in goal. We have Manquillo, Dummett, Fernandez and Ritchie across the back line. We have Jacob Murphy on the right midfield spot with the Longstaff brothers playing the centre midfield positions. Christian Atsu accommodates left midfield with Joelinton and Dwight Gale up front, with some good options to come off the bench in cup games. So now the last thing to do in this episode before we end is the youth staff. Now, of course, we get a pre-set youth squad that I hadn't looked at before now, but we have Jacob Jepson, Elliot Lagarde, Jose Vaquero, Alexander Zamov and Elliot Burgess. And of course, this man who has no torso is the man that stands out to me, not only because he has no torso and is holding a red card, but also because his potential is 82 to 94 and he is 5-star. That is sensational. So Jepson we want nothing to do with. Lagarde we want nothing to do with. Vaquero we are going to keep around with him being 15 and maybe loan him out in his first season and see what he can do with that decently high potential. Same with Zamov. And definitely Elliot Burgess. We are already seeing a potential big player in this career mode. We're going to leave him in here. He's 6'3", left-footed. We're going to leave him in the youth development section until the January transfer window minimum. And then we're going to get him in and we're going to loan out Yannick Toure and he's going to come in to our set up for the training sessions. Now, Marcus Bates is our pre-given English scout, who we will of course throw away there to England. Then we get this Norwegian 5-star Robert Ruud, who is going to go, of course, just keep it basic to Norway. Then the final scout being Claudio Dominguez there, who we are going to send away to maybe find us a CR7, a João Felix, what have you, in Portugal. So that is all there is really to do in this episode. We have 70 million or so now to work with, and we have the squad set up, we have the youth development set up, and we are ready to go. We have, however, a transfer offer from Roma for Dwight Gale, and you know what? I'm just going to accept that straight up, because that's not a bad offer considering his price tag, and we want rid of him. And I'm glad that we can agree on some of these things with the players we've listed up on loan and or for sale. And that is it for this video. If you enjoyed the video and you like the concept of this new Newcastle career mode, please leave a like and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.